several of those pitches on the outer half.
Two and two.
So, Bernie, I'll tell you what special rules we have in place for these 8-year-olds. They're playing pretty much straight up National League style baseball.
Just
There's
crazy,
a few,
right?
yeah, few minor exceptions. The pitchers can't balk.
Yep.
There's no drop third strike rule. You know, if a catcher drops a third strike, the batter's still out regardless of the scenario.
Yep.
And then we have a special third base rule is once a runner gets to third base, he has to be batted home. In other words, he's not allowed to advance on a pass ball or drop third strike or anything like that. He's got to actually be batted home or forced by base on balls or a hit batsman or an award by an umpire. And then since we're playing in the Major League Stadium and we've got the super long backstop, we have a special rule in place where on a pass ball, a runner on first and second, he can only advance one base. But other than that, straight up National League style baseball being played by 8-year-olds.
And obviously with this big backstop, the third base rule probably really plays a big role because sometimes you do see those wild pitches as there's going to be a stolen base attempt and a good one. As Achilles Alonso now has a chance to drive home a run.
I see the force pitcher, Crawford, is sporting bright yellow shoes. Kind of stands out from the rest of his team. Trying to make a statement. Arzino's worked the count to 2-2.
Chance to drive home a run. There's a big, healthy cut there. And he's down on strikes, and that will retire the side. They just trying to adjust things, see whether they need to throw down to first.
No, they don't need to throw down to first. That's one of those special rules.
So an inning complete, scoreless here in the 8U championship game. We'll have the second inning right after this. Bringing up their Matt Trebuchet back with you here in the second inning of play of the USSSA National Championship Series. They made it all the way to the USSSA Elite World Series, to this championship game, and it is so special indeed for these young stars to make it this far. Matthew Paez is the starting pitcher today for Team Miami. And what a week it was for them down here.
Oh, yeah. Great baseball. The level of play, the competitiveness. But to tell you the one thing I really like the most about watching the 8-year-olds, Bernie, the smiles on their faces. They're having a blast.
So ABC Nationals at the plate here. BRYSON Session, the extra hitter. There's Matthew Paez, starting pitcher today in this championship game. Just a beautiful day for baseball. Now that the rain has finally gone away, as this one's going to be back up the middle for a base hit. For the ABC Nationals Force, that's their first hit of this contest. BRYSON Session singling back up the middle. Now here's Cash Linder, the third baseman. The Force Nationals. It's a pretty good start for them. We saw him get a base run on a hit by pitches. Serderno Sebastian got aboard at the onset, now leading off this inning. BRYSON Session, the extra hitter, gets ahead with a base hit. Kind of what you expect, Matt, is when you get into these championship games that runs are going to be out of premiums. This is chopped over to the third baseman. Nice little glove to second. They go back to first, and they almost turned a double play.
That was just about as smooth as you can make it. Yeah, runs are going to be a little bit more tough to come by here. You know, when you got to figure at this point in the tournament, your pitching is probably, you know, you're running maybe a little thin on pitching. If you managed your pitching correctly, you still got your ace for probably at least 3 innings.
Yep.
But runs are going to be harder to come by, and neither one of these teams are accustomed to playing a lot of one-run games. Now, I know in the semifinal, Team Miami won 6-5 in their semifinal, but prior to that game, these teams rack up a lot of runs, but then again, they're not playing this other team in those games. So you take both these teams, which both teams have already displayed incredible defense to us. You mix that with some good pitching, and runs are going to be a lot tougher to come by today.
Big, healthy cut there, man. Swinging out of his shoes. Two and two. And this one is lifted into short center, and coming in to make the play. Did he catch it? They're going to say no. It got to the ground, and some confusion there, as it was almost a double play turn potentially, but base runner to the leading off the inning, BRYSON Session, able to make his way over to second base after a little bit of worry there. It's a long run out in center field to come on and grab that. And almost spectacular there, Matt.
Yeah. He really he laid out for it, and you know, he even had the whereabouts to immediately come up with the ball and make a throw. Granted, it wasn't the greatest throw because he was off balance and laying on his side, but he knew instantly to make that throw to second base to try to get that force out because he knew he didn't catch it.
Grounded foul. Got to love the hustle. That's one of the things that I think you're going to see today is all sorts of really spectacular catches. Bouncing ball to the second baseman. They apply the tag, and they can't turn the double play, and now they're on the corners, and this is a good spot for ABC Nationals force. Sometimes the big key is just putting the ball in play.
You know, the amazing thing, Bernie, is that we're even talking about possible double plays with 8-year-olds. That's the amazing part. I mean, we've had 2 or 3 plays over there at first base that were pretty close on the back end of a double play, and they're 8 years old.
So a chance to drive home 2 for the force. And the batter right now is Jaden Hernandez, second baseman. Another big, healthy cut. It's 1-2, and now they're 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning. Got him swinging to retire the side. A huge K for Matthew Paez. Wow. A big breaking ball there, getting out of the jam. And the ABC Nationals force, they miss an opportunity with 2 in scoring position. They dial in the big K to end the inning. We're still scoreless, headed to the bottom of the second.
Yeah, I emailed them just 15 minutes ago. Are we close here? And I even got an email back from a couple people saying okay or this, that, and the other. I had one woman, right? Yeah, this lady emailed me. Yeah. Good afternoon. How do we know if our son's in the finals? We received this email, and the one this not stating he was selected. She's not aware that her kid's even selected. I'm just telling you. But I looked on the list at the email address, and I said, if Dakota's your son, he's in. Yes, he's ours. Thanks a lot. So Dakota Wright. Yeah. So I don't know. I believe he's a 12U, maybe 13. 13. All right, Bernie. We're going to try to do home run derby tomorrow night, 5 o'clock. What time's the games at? They were supposed to be at 5 and 8.
All right, Team Miami at the plate here. Bottom of the second inning. Their pitcher got him out of quite a jam. Matthew Paez, man, that was a beautiful breaking pitch to end the inning. This is Alan Hernandez leading things off. Both these pitchers have dealt with some challenges early on. 3-2. Missed outside. And a walk issued. So Alan Hernandez leading things off with a walk.
It'll be interesting to see if the leadoff walk is as detrimental in 8-year-old baseball as it is in Major League Baseball.
Leo DEBASA. And the pitcher due up next. Leonardo DEBASA showing bunt. They know so much about the game of baseball at this young age, right?
Yeah, they are. They're really advanced. They're advanced way beyond 8 years old. I mean, they actually understand what's going on out there. They understand the game within the game. They understand their responsibilities.
Big cut there, but it's fouled straight back. He is down on strikes. Another big K for the pitcher, Carson Crawford.
Crawford has painted that outside corner a couple times already today. Catcher sets up out there and he's popping him square.
This is the pitcher, Matthew Paez. So pitcher against pitcher. Leonardo DEBASA getting aboard, trying to get in. Pitch coming inside, and Matthew Paez is aboard as well. So the first two reach, and sometimes that could be the biggest trouble here at 8U, is making sure you can throw the ball over the plate and throwing strikes.
Yeah, I guess you have to remember, this is where the 8-year-old comes into it, is the mechanics. You know, we all know the key to pitching is mechanics and doing the same thing, repetition over and over and over and over and over again. And for an 8-year-old, that could be a little more difficult to do, and I think it probably lends to them being a little bit wilder. And you're going to probably see more hit batsmen. I noticed the one thing that I've noticed about Crawford is he pitches inside all the time. I mean, it appears to be his strikeout pitch is that pitch on the outside corner, but he's come inside on 2 or 3 batters, and I think obviously there he just came in too far inside. But he's not afraid to go inside.
Yvonne Martinez coming to run over at first base. And a big spot here for Michael Miguelta. One out and 2 on board, and a chance to drive home at least a run in the first run of this championship. They play only 6 innings here in this championship game. We are in the bottom of the second. Ball and a strike.
Now, it will be interesting to see after we hit the hour and 45 mark. It will be interesting to see because all their games this week up to this game have had an hour and 45-minute time limit, which has caused for several 5-inning games along the way. But they got to have to go a full 6 in this one. So it'll be interesting to see if how the coaches handle their pitching there in the later innings. Like I stated earlier, everybody's probably got their stud, their number one, for at least 2 or 3 innings. So it'll be interesting to see when we see those.
Pitch is fouled away. Not a bad crowd on here for this 8U championship game. Plenty of fans and faithful have made their way up here to the championship for the Elite World Series. That one's right back to the pitcher. It is fielded well and clean and tossed over to first base by Carson Crawford to advance into scoring position now.
You know, Bernie, we may have just seen a little 8-year-old mistake there.
Yeah.
Cardoza, I think he lost track of the outs because he flipped that over to first base, and it looked like he might have been heading towards the dugout.
It happens, though, right?
Yeah, because he had an opportunity to pick up the force at third.
This is David Rodriguez.
You know, it's pretty impressive how those little catchers slides out there on his knees to catch that pitch.
Three and 0. They're in danger of loading the bases with a 10-hole hitter, Jeremy Fornos, awaiting in the on-deck circle. Base on balls, and they're loaded up. It's Joey Fornos in the 10-hole, trying to come through for Team Miami with a big hit.
You know, this is normally a place, Bernie, where we'd look out in the outfield and we'd say, hey, we got a nice gap there in left center, or we got a nice gap in right center. But with the diamond and the field being so small and the kids being so small, I'm not sure there are any gaps out there.
Popped up and fouled away. Fornos' nickname is Flash. Beautiful pitch, called strike 3. And they get out of a huge jam. Carson Crawford comes through in the clutch, getting a strikeout. He gets Jeremy Fornos, and he retires the side. We're still scoreless, headed to the third here in the 8U Championship of the Elite World Series.
Thirty-eight percent of leadoff walks or leadoff hits. 38% of any leadoff, anything, runner on base scores. That's a huge percentage. That's more than a third of the time. I mean, that's when you break it down into that's amazing. The dreaded leadoff walk. Wow. From 1962 to 2009, just over 15,000 at-bats. First at-bats of an inning resulted in a walk. Of those 15,000, 5,750 of them scored. Leading off by ABC, top third, top of the order, number 5, Sebastian Sedano, number 5.
Now we are back for the third inning. Bertie got there. Matt Trebuchet, glad you're with us. Third inning of this ADU championship, and this one is swung on and lifted well on the first pitch out to left field, and they do field their positions very well, don't they? Logan Shields is taken care of, and nothing but smiles, showing his friends how he did it. Take a couple steps up, catch it.
Yeah, he's already been tested. He's been tested twice out there tonight.
Here's another look at how easy it was.
He did make it look rather easy, didn't he?
He did. These guys are studs as we see Miles Young at the plate. Fouled back.
You know, those last two pitches here, Bern, Arzino, the catcher for Miami, literally sat up with the outer edge of the plate, dead in the middle of his legs. And on both pitches, pitcher drilled the mitt both times. I mean, painted the black on both of them.
I'm so impressed at how well these guys are able to pitch the ball at 8 years old, right? This has got to be one of the most fun games that we do all year long, isn't it?
Oh, this is always the greatest year. This is baseball in its purest form. It can't be any more pure than this. 8-year-olds.
Miles Young trying to get aboard, doing it for the love of the game. Tapped, it's under the glove. The second baseman fields it, throws it, and they get Miles Young by a footstep, and you could see his frustration.
He motored down the line there pretty good.
Man, look at the hustle. Grounded over to third and across the diamond. They make it look easy, don't they? Down in order, 1-2-3 inning. Moving on to the bottom of the third. Defense, the name of the game. And they can pitch it, catch it, and throw it at 8 years old. I think so. I was trying to get him to send me a link to what it looks like.
Link.
We should be able to bring another iPad over and look at it, right?
I would think so. All right, we are back, bottom of the third inning. Both the teams showcasing their gloves here in this championship game. And the pitchers really dueling today. Alan Sanchez walked his first time up. He's the leadoff hitter for Team Miami, coming to the plate again. If you're a aficionado of good defense, then this is your type of ball game. pitchers aren't afraid to. The pitchers are very confident in their own defense because they are not afraid to let the ball be put in play behind them because they're throwing the ball over the plate.
I love the aggressiveness here in this 8U championship game. Payoff pitch up and inside.
That's their second leadoff walk in a row, 2 innings in a row. See if the infamous 38% comes in here. 38% of leadoff walks score.
There's a stolen base. That'll help with your 38%, right?
Yes, it will. Gets us 60 feet closer. These 8-year-olds are pitching from 40 feet, and base paths are 60.
Look at these youngsters going at it. Pitch missing inside. One ball, 2 strikes. It's a big time again for Carson Crawford to try to dial in a strikeout. Ground ball over to third base. They wait, they throw, and they make the play to get the out. But the first run of the contest is looming now over at third base. Joshua Cardoso with a chance to bring home Alan Sanchez for the first run of this 8U championship.
And that should do it if it stays fair.
They throw home. He slides it safely. There's a huge collision down at first. And that's a big at bat there for Joshua Cardoso, driving home a run. Our first run of this championship. Here's another look. And you gotta love the hustle there. Alan Sanchez gets aboard, and the 38% works this time.
It does.
And Cardoso advancing now to second base.
Miami seems to be stepping up their aggressiveness just a tad on the base paths.
Arzurno trying to drive home the second run of the contest. It's 1-0. Two and two. And the count is full. waiting the payoff pitch, a loose ball trickling away for a moment.
Carson Crawford, he should be well rested. I was just going back and checking the stats, and he hasn't pitched since Tuesday. And on Tuesday, he only threw 1 inning. In fact, he's only thrown 3 innings in the whole tournament. So he's fully loaded.
That's where you want to be.
Nice.
Big spot here, 1-0. Team Miami on top. They are ready for another run. So it scoots away, and the ball rolls away a little bit, but not far enough for both the base runners to advance.
Fundamentals. Where was the left fielder on that throw? Right behind third base.
Two and two. Down the line, it is just foul. That was a good call. Big pitch coming, 3-2 with 1 out. And the bases are loaded. This is a big spot here.
Now's a good time to burn a conference with your pitcher, with your infield. Talk over what the game plan is going to be. I know it's only 1 run, but here we are almost halfway through this game, and 1 run's been enough so far. So two, possibly 3 could win it.
And Crawford, his day is done. You can see his frustration there. As the force are going to bring out a new pitcher here. It's going to be BRYSON Session. So Session is the new pitcher. So Session's going to move on to pitch. Carson Crawford is going to move to second base, and that's what you see, the emotion from Carson Crawford, but they just want this game so much, don't they?
Well, we're getting near the end of summer, and it's time to start doing some school shopping, getting some school supplies together. Wouldn't it be nice to go back to first day of school as the Elite World Series champion?
Absolutely.
Doesn't matter if you're 8 years old.
Something to tell the friends back at home, because that's usually one of the things they ask is, what did you do on your summer vacation? Well, I was the Elite World Series champion. And there's a lot of people in the baseball world that certainly will look in awe at that.
Definitely. And I did it on MLB.com.
Yep. So that's a challenge, a little bit different here for these players at 8U. It's not like you got a bullpen session if you're the second baseman. BRYSON session, he just comes in the game, comes in and pitches. The rain is pushed off into the distance, so that'll help us out. Big spot here. Bases are loaded. There's only an out. And BRYSON Session trying to come in and play the hero here. The batter is Leonardo DEBASA. He was hit by pitch in his first plate appearance. They got the Superman signs for him behind home plate. Up and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bases are loaded. And it's chopped, knocked down by the third baseman. They are going to ruin the foot race over to third to get the out. A nice little play over there by the third baseman. He's able to get the out, but the second run comes in to score. It's 2-0 here in the 4th inning. Swing and a miss. And Matthew Paez, the starting pitcher for Team Miami, is at the plate. They'd love to add to this 2-0 lead if they could. One from Session inside. Again, he came in, he got the ground ball he wanted, Matt. Over to third.
Yeah. You know, and he picked it up and knew exactly what to do with it. You know, we were talking in the first inning, Bernie, about pitchers, and I was explaining, you know, that if these coaches handled their pitching correctly, that they've got their number one for at least a good 2 or 3 innings in this game. And I'm looking at Sessions here, and I'm gonna go out on a limb and say he's the number one.
Yep.
And I'm going to go out on another limb and tell you that he's got 3 innings today.
Nice. There
so,
you go.
And I can look back at what he's done. And of all the tougher games that they've played this week, he's had something to do with it, whether it was 1 inning or 1 out in 1 game or whatever. So I'm going to go with this is the number 1.
Well, Session is going to hit number 2, Matthew Paez by pitch. That'll load up the bases. Bases loaded opportunity once again. They're going to bring on Yvonne Martinez to run. Pitch up and in. Three and 0. And they're in danger of walking in the third run of this game. Ball 4. There they are, loaded up again, 3-0. This is number 43, David Rodriguez.
If you're the ABC Nationals force manager, Victor Navo, right now what you need Sessions to do is to come to you with a strikeout. End the inning, get in, do a little regrouping.
Just foul.
Get the offense in gear, grab maybe 2 runs back.
Yep.
And you'll be right back in the thick of things.
Step 1 is to get David Rodriguez here. Fouled away. One pitch to get out of the inning. 1-2, back up the middles. Sessions, the flip. Oh my goodness. Crawford tried to flip it over to his shortstop. Miles Young, but they just could not connect. And boom, there it is. You see Team Miami with another score. They lead it now 4-0. This looked like it was going to be a gift right to Carson Crawford. It was right up the middle, hit right to the second baseman. Deflected, he flipped it over there, and then Miles Young just could not hold on to it. Bunt shown. And again, Session with another chance. To get out of the inning. He gets a called strike 3, but Team Miami scores 4 runs. They have just a hit so far in this championship game, but they lead it 4-0 as we move on to the 4th inning here in the 8U championship game of the Elite World Series. I told him that. We close? Carson Crawford leading things off here. 4 runs. This ABC national team trailing by here as we bring you back for the 4th inning. Ground ball up the middle. Good start here. ABC National Force getting things aboard. Cesar Cieros. This is Brian Sessions. Started the game as the extra hitter, now coming in to hit. Cineris is the batter. He grounds it to the third baseman. It's a fair ball. This could be trouble. Carson Crawford headed to third. He slides home safely. And into second is Session, and he is safe. 2 in scoring position for the ABC Nationals Force now. Look at this start.
Aggressive base running. Stretched a single into a double. Team Miami's going to waste no time. Out there on the mound having a conference, going to settle his defense down right now. He's got a nice 4-run lead. He wants to hold on to that 4-run lead. He doesn't want to give up a single run, so he's going to settle down his little 8-year-old defense right here.
It's a big spot. And one where you really want to answer, obviously, for the Nationals team after you went down by 4.
Base hit here, scores him a pair, puts him right back in the thick of things.
Ground ball, grabbed by the third baseman. He's going to make the play and throw over to first. And look at this. They almost turned a double play, but a run is going to score. A big ground ball there hit by Cash Linder, scoring the run. And how about the Force? They're finally on the board now. And, of course, if you're Team Miami, you're going to trade and out for a run all day long.
Every day of the week. You got a 4-run lead, give me the out.
So Bryson Session, he's going to get an RBI. Cash Linder with a chance to drive home the second run of the game. Tapped foul.
Another ground ball in the infield here. If it's on the left side, check that runner back. Make the play at first. If it's on the right side, give up the run, get the out. Still leaves you with a 2-run lead.
Oh, and 2. We're just dialing the strikeout, right? That's what Matthew Paez has done.
Yeah,
when he got in an earlier jam.
Yeah, you can't beat the K.
Got him swinging. Out number 2. A big strikeout pitch there.
You know, 2 outs, now the defense can move back just a little bit, relax. Everybody knows where the play is. You don't have to worry about that runner on third.
Popped up and caught. Oh, wow. What a play made there. A run-saving play for Team Miami. That's number 43, David Rodriguez, laying out and making sure that it remains a 4-1 score as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. All right, we're back for the bottom of the fourth inning, 4-1. Team Miami on top. Team Miami, the fans, the faithful, they are all out with their signs. You got to love it, right?
They're having a party.
What a play made by David Rodriguez to end the inning. This is Alan Sanchez leading things off, but the play we saw made a moment ago saved at least a run.
And kept the inning from being extended.
So Andrade in to play left field. Alan Sanchez gets aboard to start things off here in the bottom of the fourth inning. They played just 6 innings. That brings Alexander Cruz to the plate. Shows bunt.
I think Coach Navas sees something in Sessions' delivery, or it may just be his poise up on the mound or something, but he saw something from the dugout and got out there just as quick as he could. Obviously, he needs a shutdown inning here.
I mean, we just saw a spectacular strikeout to end the last time up a Team Miami threat when the bases were loaded. But again, we see Team Miami picking right back up where they left off in the third inning, where they scored 4 runs. They have just a hit so far, so you could see the story of this game. They just haven't been helping out their cause.
No, couple costly base on balls, and then the one defensive blunder, and pretty soon it's a 4 spot.
3-2. I feel like honestly our little camera out there in center looks the best out of all of them, doesn't it? 3-1. And a walk issued again. Josh Cardoso takes an outside corner called strike. They love Cardoso. You could see the signs. They're ready for the championship game. 0-1. Oh, wow. Hit by pitch. And they're going to be loaded up. At least it looked like he was hit.
I thought so.
Here's another look.
Nope.
Some talk there. Session. See, frustrated with that last pitch. And as you mentioned here, rules in 8U, they cannot score without the ball being batted in play.
You know, I think we've only seen 2 pass balls in this entire game. You know, that rule, although the purpose of the rule is to keep the merry-go-round from stopping, when you get 2 teams at this level, you probably really don't even need it.
Popped up, foul territory, called for and caught, and nobody's covering home. Here's a throw back home. They cannot connect, and run number 5 is going to score. Everybody was trying to chase that play down. The play was made by Cesar Cisneros over at first base, and again, just probably an issue with coverage there. The catcher trying to make the play, the first baseman trying to make a play, and nobody covered home plate.
Yeah, and even the pitcher broke that way to the ball, too. And they appealed at the appeal play there at third, appealing that the runner left too early. Umpire calls it safe. Working the 4-man crew on the little diamond. The umpires are right on top of every call. So no doubt if that umpire threw up the safe sign, you can guarantee that runner did not leave early.
Two and 0. Bouncing ball, caught over by the first baseman. He throws home, not in time though.
What a beautiful play by the first baseman. He pounced on the ground ball, got his force out, fired a bullet to the plate. Just a tad late. And Miami figures out another way to squeeze a run out of the force.
Yeah, 4 runs in the third, 2 runs here in the fourth. There's another look. Aggressive base running is the key.
All of this on one hit.
Swing and a miss. 1-1. Two balls and a strike. Now it scoots in between, but nobody on base, so no issues there. You can tell from Sessions' facial expression that he has been challenged today in this game. And a walk, another walk issued.
You know, Bernie, our nightcap tonight, the 14-year-old championship game, we're going to have another team from Texas.
Yep.
ABC National, of course, out of Tri-Cities, Texas. And in the 14-year-olds, we got the Texas Express out of Houston.
Okay.
Taking on the Yalobusha Giants out of Yalobusha, Mississippi.
We've seen the Giants over the years.
We have.
Very talented.
We have. We've Yalobusha. They always seem to have a couple different teams that qualify for the Elite World Series. And this 14-year-old squad, I got to see part of their semifinal game this morning, and that's a group of gamers there. They play the game the right way. They hit the ball, and they hit it hard and far. That should really be a great 14 and under championship matchup tonight.
New pitcher coming for the Force. Sessions' day is done. Jade Smith with us. She'll join us shortly. Talk to the coaches. Not the day that ABC National Force had intended, but you never know what can happen. It's only 5 runs, the differential here. It's a Force team. They put 4 hits up on the board.
And, you know, you got to remember one thing. They are 8 years old. And just about anything can happen to 8-year-olds. I wouldn't count anybody out this early in the ball game.
So here's Leonardo. DEBASA with 2 away. As the Force coming in, Logan Shields. Nice pitch there. Two and one. Ooh, hit by pitch. Another base runner aboard, either on a walk or hit by pitch. That's been the story today.
Yeah, the Force pitchers, all 3 of them, they're at times their control's been a little bit suspect, and whether it was a base on balls or a hit batsman, and it's hurt them. It's hurt them greatly today. they've surrendered 2 or 3 leadoff walks or leadoff hit batsmen, and I believe all 2 or 3 of those have scored. And that just it proves how important it is to throw strikes, even at this age. You got to put the ball around the plate.
First pitch fouled into the stands for Team Miami's Matthew Paez.
You know, Bernie, I'm not trying to take anything away from this 8-year-old championship game because it is a big deal. But just looking ahead a little bit at some of our scouting notes, that 14-year-old game coming up later tonight.
Yep.
The Yalabusa Giants have outscored their opponents by 6.5 runs.
Wow, we're
going
to see some offense.
They've outscored their opponents 71-25.
Popped up right field, called for and caught. 2 runs tacked on for Miami. They lead it 6-1 after 4 innings of play here at the 8U Championship of the Elite World Series. Tell me when you're ready. I guess, is she ready? If she's ready, I'm going to get ready to...
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Can they hear me?
And we're back at the Elite World Series. Let's check in now down on the field with Jade Smith, who's with the head coach of this Team Miami squad, who's leading 6-1.
2, 1. Okay. Am I on? Okay, Coach. So the guys did a really good job stringing hits together, getting the lead. What adjustments were made?
Just not swinging at bad pitches, getting our pitch to hit, and playing aggressive, our baseball.
Well, now they are ahead 5 runs. What does the defense need to do to keep the lead?
Throw strikes and play good defense, and we got this.
So who was the player that scored in the last inning on the infield fly?
On the infield fly, that was Alan Sanchez.
Did you send him, or did he go on his own?
He went on his own. Sorry about that. He went on his own.
Well, what an
you know, he's a ball player, though. I let him do it.
Right. What an excellent play. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Back to you, Bernie.
Thank you, Jade. Nicely done down there.
That was
6-1 lead. All smiles. Big hit, big swing, and it's gone. Home run. Logan Shields leaves the yard.
There was no doubt about that one, Bernie. That left the bat. That was a rocket shot. It got out of here in a hurry.
Six to 2. What a shot that was. Cody Andrade, after that big shot. Here's a big K. Dialed in by Matthew Paez.
Well, the home run didn't obviously phase him too much, huh?
Yep, did not. What helps when you had a 5-run cushion going in, right?
It does. A 5-run cushion is nice. Four's not bad. 5's even nicer, though.
This one is caught out in left field. Another big play for the second out.
You know, that left fielder going back on that ball, he knows the fence is there, and he just made it look so routine.
All right, Miles Young with 2 away. That's the biggest difference you see between these two pitchers. Is Matthew Paez has done a great job of firing strikes today. He's made sure that he kept the runners off board.
Well, you know, that's one thing that's common with every level of baseball is strikes. You got to have your man on the mound throwing strikes. Your defense can't help you if you're walking people, and your offense can never play catch up or never get caught up if they're always the defensive side is always giving up the runs. So it all centers around an arm that can throw strikes. And he has definitely done a prime job of that today.
3-1. It's a little behind here, but there are 2 outs. Here's a walk. A big lightning bolt across the sky, but I think that it was still far enough in the distance for us to continue to play. So base runner aboard, and Miles Young, and here's Logan Johnson. The Miami faithful hoping that they will be able to celebrate a championship tonight. There they are, the faithful for Team Miami. Another look, 2-2. And now the count is full. Three and two. Popped up to right field. This one's hit deep, and it is caught again. It's the second home run of the inning for the Force, and they are right back in it, 6-4. Wow.
You know, Bernie, they play on 180-foot fences. So that ball traveled 190 feet. An 8-year-old.
Base hit. Wow. what an inning for the Force. 2 big home runs.
Major change of events right here.
Cesar Cineris. They've got the hits. That's been the biggest difference. If their pitching was a little more proficient, it wouldn't be 6-1 because 6 runs on 1 hit. This Team Miami team.
Team Miami capitalizes on every little mistake that you make.
Yep.
You know, and they squeeze every last bit of run and effort, and out of you just make one little error, they're going to capitalize and they're going to turn it into a run.
And Kenny Vega knows that. He is one of the directors down in South Florida. He's watching the ball game as well. He's gotten to see this Team Miami play time and time again.
Kenny probably knows several of the young athletes on this Team Miami.
What a big day for these players to play in the stadium. And a stolen base. Excuse me, a base on balls. Puts 2 on. And it's not done yet. Bryson Session left the contest. Came in relief. He was frustrated as they took him out, but now he comes in with a chance to pull his team within a run.
You know, you think about it, Bernie, is the ABC Nationals being from Texas, there's a good chance that there are a lot of Astro fans.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, and I bet more than one of these little players that Altuve's their favorite player.
Absolutely.
And you're sitting here playing on the same diamond that just
Altuve
this
did,
past
yeah.
April
Yep.
he was here playing on.
How special is that?
Now that's what you go back to school and talk about on the first day of school.
They are fired up and ready to go. The Force working their way back here in the 6th inning. They're at the spring training home of the Houston Astros. Tapped on the ground. This should be the final out. And all they got to do is apply the tag and end the inning. Team Miami gets out of a jam, but 2 home runs for ABC Nationals. Force has them right back in it. It's 6-4 as we head to the bottom of the inning here at Osceola County Stadium, the spring training home of the Houston Astros. All right, we're back for the bottom of the 5th inning. 6-4 Nationals coming back into this contest, climbing back in. And I will see if Team Miami can answer. Ivan Martinez is going to lead things off. Team Miami ahead by just 2 after those 2 big home runs in the 5th. Got him swinging, a big K there. Frat number 1. Nothing but smiles. Here's another look at the K. Logan Shields, home run hitter, comes in, and he gets the strikeout. David Rodriguez working against Logan Shields. Man, he's been the hero today, coming in, firing the strikeouts. He hit the home run.
Yeah, I just discovered, Bertie, from our crack staff of researchers.
Yep.
Manny Machado, Baltimore Orioles, grew up playing in the Team Miami organization. That's where he played his youth ball.
Ooh, hit by pitch and really hurt. And everybody taking a knee. David Rodriguez is going to take first the hard way. Here's another look. Oof. So Team Miami with another base runner. Again, they have only 1 hit in this championship.
Coach Nava really needs his pitching staff to step it up here. They need a shutdown inning.
They needed a double play there. Instead, it's going to go as the second hit of the contest. That was pretty close there. Carson Crawford, the starting pitcher, moved to second base, and he almost snatched that one out of the air.
He definitely gave a major league effort.
Ivan Rodriguez. Here's another look. A lot of talent comes down from Hialeah, Florida.
Yes, it does, including Manny Machado. Manny played high school ball at Brito Miami Prep. And then, of course, you know, first round, 3rd pick overall in the 2010 amateur draft.
Back up the middle. They tag the bag for one and across the diamond, and they turn the double play. Oh, wow.
Pitcher's best friend, the old 6'4" twin killing.
And Team Miami is blanked. We move on to the 6th inning. It's a 6-4 lead. And we're back at Champion Stadium, 6-4 lead. The Force are down to their final 3 outs, and Jade Smith is down with their head coach trying to figure out how they're going to make their way back in this championship. Jade?
Thanks, Bernie. So, Logan Johnson with the power tonight. How proud are you of his performance at the plate?
Yeah, extremely proud. I mean, he's been locked in all tournament. He's been doing really good things for us all year, so he's been doing a great job.
What adjustments need to be made to get this game back for y'all?
We got to be disciplined. We got to play better defense. At the very beginning, we weren't playing sound defense. That's not us. But we can play fundamental defense. That gives us a great chance.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
There you have it, Bernie. Fundamental defense. Back to you.
Thank you, Jade. Appreciate it. They got to make a couple of big adjustments here in this final plate appearance. They obviously finally got their bats really cranking there with the 2 home runs that we saw in the top of the 5th. But the challenge right now, Matt, is that they are down to their final 3 outs in this championship game.
Well, I was about to say, let's break it down into segments, and let's get a base runner first.
And they got one aboard. There is a leadoff base hit for Cash Linder.
You just can't score the 6th run without the 5th run being on base in front of him. It's definitely a good start to the top of the 6th for the Force.
Lights coming on here at Osceola County Stadium, just down the road from Champion Stadium, by the way. Been at so many stadiums, tough to keep track of them all.
It can be.
Elijah Martinez is on to run as the lights are on for some primetime baseball. And you can see a slight drizzle as well starting to fall. It's been a little bit better than we thought it would be, though.
Yeah, Bernie, it can definitely be difficult to remember where you're at when you're a traveling guy like you and all the different sports you call. You know, I know you do the Pride, the NPF, the National Professional Fast Pitch. You do the USSSA Pride games, and you know they go all over the country, and you travel with them to do all their broadcasting, and then of course you do our games, and then I guess you do some Big Ten Network stuff.
Big Ten Network.
So you keep pretty busy. You're definitely on the road a lot more than than the rest of us are. I do my fair share of traveling, but nothing like you. So I'm going to let you have a pass on, not maybe knowing exactly where you were at a given point in time.
I hear you. Thank you. Big spot here, 6-4. Nobody out, and the Nationals trying to work their way back in this championship. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Down on strikes, a big K. Team Miami, Joshua Cardozo. Here's another look. Beautiful.
Painting the corners. Catcher sets up out there. The mitt doesn't move. Bam.
One ball, one strike as Logan Shields at the plate. Can he do it again? Popped up, and it is caught second out. Runner on third. They need 2, but they're down to their final out. And now they want to talk things over here with the entire infield. Probably just make them aware of that same situation. Make sure everybody's on the same page, that the run at third doesn't matter.
Now that run is
seeing what we could do to get the runner over at first.
That run is 100% totally irrelevant. Don't even look at it. He's telling them don't even look at him. Pretend you don't even see him there. That's exactly what he's telling his team.
Chopped on the ground. This could do it. They flip it. Now he's going to win the foot race to first. And Team Miami, they're the AU champions. They survive to win it 6-4. The trophy is headed back to South Florida.
What a great game, Bernie. Every year our 8 and under championship game is always a thriller. Every year.
Here's another look at the final out.
He wasn't going to take a chance, was he?
Nope.
Congratulations to Team Miami.
Nothing but big smiles. And Joshua Cardozo in gets the final out for Team Miami. They survive. They hold on. What a special night for them, winning this championship and celebrating. This is what it's all about.
Look at those 8-year-olds. Loving life. You know the best part about it, Bernie, is right now the ABC force, they're a little heartbroken. But when they wake up in the morning, they'll be focused on something else. There'll be another thing for them.
They're getting ready to hand the trophies out. Another look at the final celebration. Look at how much fun they're having out there. That's what it's all about.
You remember that statement I made back in like the second inning? This is the purest form of baseball right here.